go. So I'm going to do that. And let's see if we can get the screen shared. Where's it gone? All righty. So I'm not sure. Can somebody give me the thumbs if they can see the PowerPoint slide? Excellent. All right. Let's get started then. So this is really super excited. Welcome everybody to the call. We are recording this because I know there's some hockey games going on tonight, and we will put the video of this on the Team Canada 2000 page. So welcome. My name is Mark Hare, for those of you who we've not had the pleasure of meeting. I've been a national marketing director with the Juice Plus company now for more years than I care to remember, some 18 odd years. Joined the company back in 1991. And what's so exciting for me is that we've just got back from the conference in Phoenix, and of course everybody says it was the best conference ever. However, what I can say is that this was actually my 55th conference, and along with that, it was also, hold on one second, it was my 55th conference, and along with that, that's 110 days sitting in a conference. And so when I turn around and say this was one of the pivotal moments and one of the pivotal conferences for us, then I think that comes with a little bit of experience. So we're super excited to be involved. And the best part is I can honestly say in all these years that myself and Yvonne have been with the Juice Plus company, the best really is starting to unfold now. And we're going to do a short wrap up here, but really focus on the new stuff that's going to actually help you towards the end of this short call. And I'll try not to take too long. So obviously we were at Phoenix. What made this a little bit more, I guess, a bit more memorable than most times is that although our company is nearly 50 years old, this is the 25th year of the Juice Plus product in the marketplace. I remember the launch in March of 1993. And back in those days, we had orange boxes. We did not have the preferred customer program and all the sorts of things we have in place today. We didn't have the studies. We literally had to go around without any knowledge and share people how this was fruits and vegetables in a capsule. It was tough, but you know, it was worth it. But nowadays, everything is in place. We've got that track record, that celebration of 25 years with a few cool things I'm going to share with you in a moment. So timing in business is absolutely everything. And I guess the pioneers have stepped before you, and now you've just got to get on and do with the basics. So 25 years, it was quite the celebration. So very briefly tonight, we're going to talk about a bit of recognition and some massive achievements, because that's what our business is all about. Obviously, some of the updates, especially with our marketing plan, because there's more updates than we've ever had before. And then obviously a touch on some of the future events that we've got coming around. And for those of you who are very new, just a very brief overview of what our business is. And of course, those of you who've been around for a while, you should know this off by heart. You know, the features of our Juice Plus virtual franchise, it's kind of a hybrid business model, but you get the chance to be your own boss, which is absolutely wonderful. Most people are sick and tired of working for somebody else. That was certainly my case. After working 12 years straight from school in the British military, I did not want to work for anybody else. You get to work in a non-competitive environment. You know, it's not like a traditional sales business where you do well and some boss chops your area in half and tells you that you've got to go and do it in a different area or a smaller area. It's non-competitive. You can basically build your business anywhere you want, anytime, any place. And as a result, there is no income cap. There is no glass ceiling. It doesn't matter what your background is, what your education is, what your age is, as long as you're over 18 years of age. Really, you have the chance to do just as well as the next person, if not do better. Even the person who introduced you that might know everything about our business, you can do better than them, which is absolutely fantastic. It gives you time freedom. When I first joined the business, I was told this was something where it would allow the average person with above average desire the opportunity to have freedom of time and freedom of money. And that works because we learn how to leverage time in this business. You also can maximize some tax benefits because you're working from home and all the little perks that go along with that, but you get a full corporate benefits package. So even though you're working for yourself and you're not by yourself, even though you're working for yourself, you have a whole corporation behind you with a benefits package, healthcare, all these kind of goodies for you and your whole family. Then probably the best part of this of all is that you get the security of residual income. Once you do the job correctly once or twice or multiple times, you get paid for those efforts over and over again. So you get to decide what level that residual income is going to be at. And that's what helps give you that freedom of time. So why wouldn't anybody just get started now? That's the bit that always makes me laugh, really. And the cool thing is our job is just to build it. Our job is to build a team of a lot of people doing a little bit. This isn't about you becoming, a Juice Plus tycoon or anything like that. This is about you building a distribution system through multiple distributors where the Juice Plus company does everything else. They process the orders for yourself and any of your teammates. They ship directly to the customers of you and your teammates. They collect the money from the customers of you and your teammates. They then pay you and your team the various commissions and bonuses that are entitled. They manage the data. You don't have to worry about doing all of that and having accountants and all the complicated things that you would in a conventional business. So our job at the end of the day is just to share and to inspire other people to do exactly the same thing. Now, the company treats us very, very well. And as you grow with the company and the community that we have, you do get rewarded for doing things very well. And at the conference in the spring, the parent company always rewards the distributors that have reached the level we call 39 Club and the brand new national marketing directors to a wonderful spring retreat. We always love when the conference is in Phoenix because we get to go to the JW Camelback in Paradise Valley near Scottsdale. And I have to say, for me and Yvonne, it's one of our favorite resorts in the world. And we've been to a few nice ones. And it's so nice that the company puts you there for a couple of days. They pay for your room. They feed us and all the good things that go on. And we get to hang out with, this time we had a whole group of us that were coming down from Canada, some for the very first time. And they get to hang out and relax. And oh my goodness, it got up to like 99 degrees. So talk about having a spring thaw. It was absolutely wonderful. So you get to hang out there and experience perhaps some of the things you don't normally experience in people's normal careers or normal situations. You get to bond, you get to meet and greet with all the people that have walked before you and the successful distributors, and success leaves clues. It's so important to understand that knowledge is power, but success leaves clues. And it's going to functions like this that allow us to learn and grow. And we've been going to functions like this for some 18 odd years. And that certainly has helped us in our career. And it's so exciting to see new people join in. Then we went on to conference where I believe there was some 7,000 to 8,000 people in attendance. Now within our organization, our team, Canada 2000, and all of you on the call are within that, we had a whole bunch of people that were at the first time at conference. And it's just important to cast a vision there and have a look at some of those happy, smiley faces. These are all people at your first conference. Now, you don't have to go to conference to be successful, but all the successful people are always at conference. And it's so wonderful to see brand new people showing up, seeing the vision, seeing the bigger picture, and seeing the variety of different people that are involved in our business. You see, many of us come from different towns and communities and different areas all across Canada. And it's hard to understand that, this really is a global village within our community. And it really is important to see all the different types of people that get involved in our business. So congratulations to all the new ones. I think we're almost at a record of new people. I think we're close to about 60 people there for the first time, which was wonderful. Since the last conference, we always like to recognize progress. And from last conference in Indianapolis in October through to this conference, the top commission level that we have in our business is called Sales Coordinator. And there's a fast way and a slow way of doing that. And as you can see from all these lovely faces here, we had a huge number of people in the team reach the position of Sales Coordinator in the last 6 months. Now, what's important here is not only are they in a position of earning the most amount of money for what they do growing forward, but it just shows, again, the different people from different backgrounds, different ages, different circumstances that have got involved and have moved through to that Sales Coordinator position in the last 6 months. And this is becoming a regular pattern, which is so, so exciting. Because the question to you is, who do you know? Who are you going to have in your team that are going to be the next sales coordinators? And of course, if you're not yet at that position, then perhaps this will help inspire you to ask the questions to find out how you can get to sales coordinator. Moving on from sales coordinator, our first position of leadership, and since the last conference, we had some 8 people on the team that have reached this position. This is sort of the first leadership position we have where there's an element of benefits package with expense accounts, some great trainings and special things that the company does for you. And again, you can see happy smiling faces there from different parts of Western Canada that got to the senior sales coordinator position. And of course, those at conference got to walk the stage in front of 7,000 or so people, which is certainly a kick. And it's certainly wonderful and exciting when you get to walk the stage at an event and get recognized like this. But it's even more exciting when you have people in your team achieve these areas of recognition and you get to see them walk across the stage. So it's absolutely wonderful to see. The next position after Senior Sales Coordinator is that of Qualifying National Marketing Director. This really is a pivotal position to reach. And within our team, and obviously we had a few across Canada, but it's great to see these 4 beautiful ladies reach the position of Qualifying National Marketing Director. Now, what's absolutely fascinating to see here is that these people have been in the business for anything up to about 4 years, up to only a year and a half ago. So it's absolutely incredible to see the growth that's coming with new people, with new vision, new circumstances, new desire, new drive, and it's absolutely wonderful. So congratulations to you ladies. We're so proud of you. And we know that National Marketing Director, the top position in our company, is just around the corner. So we're looking forward to you dropping that letter Q in front of your title very, very soon. And the final position, the pinnacle in our business, is National Marketing Director. And there was 20 plus national marketing directors from around the world being recognized at conference. There were 3 from Canada. And in the center picture there, you can see Sarah, who's from out east in Ontario. And then we ourselves and our team had the amazing Brett and Lauren that just did it recently. And it's so amazing to see these guys walk the stage and tell their stories with their families in tow. And it really is a pivotal moment. This is such an achievement. And what's so exciting is that anybody on this call, any of the people that showed up at conference for the first time, can reach this position like these guys have done. So pick their brains. We met Brett when he was a young guy before, I think he was even going to high school. So it's just wonderful to see the growth in these people and see the futures that they have ahead. You know, the last 25 to 30 years has been very great for us. The company's looked after us well. And these guys have got that 20, 30 years ahead of them. You know, I'm going to sound like an old grandfather fart here. You know, if only I knew then what I knew now. But that's the fact and reality. So congratulations to you guys. We can see your future, and it sure is rosy. Absolutely wonderful. So what's new? I'm going to rip through some very quick stuff because I feel that it's very important to inspire you to focus on what you guys need to do to go forward. But it is important to know some of the things that are new. There are some great Zoom calls out there and videos. In fact, Kurt Beaver's one of the top NMDs in the States. He's got an hour and a half wrap up on video that you can get access to that goes into a lot more detail than I'm going to do. I'm just going to touch on a few of the brief things here. So in the States, they have a new website called juiceplusinsights.com. It is available to all of us. It has a wealth of information and new videos, and I urge you to go and see it. In the States, distributors get an email every couple of weeks that gives them an update of what's on this Juice Plus Insights. We don't actually have that in Canada yet, but I suggest you make a point of every month going and have a check it out, because there's some really cool stuff on there, some of which then rolls over to Canada eventually, but you can get the heads up in advance. So that's very, very cool. Most of us know we're in Tower Garden season. It's coming right now. We're just actually planting. I opened up my 2 Tower Gardens today. I'm just getting ready to plant them, and we have the Microgreens Extension Kit. I don't really need to say much. You can see pretty straightforward what it actually is there. It is available ready to order, and there's one growing there that you can see on the right-hand side. The lights that are on back order at the moment, they actually ran out of the new lights, which look really funky and trendy, as you can see on the left. And they've turned out to be so popular that not only are they sold out, part of the reason for the delay is that they're being retooled, and the LED part of the lights is actually being extended so that when you put it on, it gives a longer, the longer in length or higher, which means that you can stick it on the top of the microgreens part, and it will still light your whole Tower Garden. So that's the reason for the delay there, but they are coming out very, very soon, and we will have news hopefully in the next couple of weeks. They'll be ready for reorder. You can order and you'll just be on the wait list at the moment. So the microgreens are very exciting and the Tower Garden is very exciting. Moving to our Juice Plus product, our flagship product, which is what I was introduced to, you know, all those years ago, back in 1993 when it first came out. There's been a slight change now, which really allows us to conform with the rest of the world, because in North America, you know, the fruit and vegetable capsules were called Orchard and Garden Blend and Vineyard Blend. Well, the rest of the world call them fruit, vegetables, and berries, which is a lot simpler and makes a lot more sense. So there's a snapshot of what it's going to look like. So here in Canada and North America, this is what it's going to be in the future, which is just much more simplistic and a long time coming, and I think it's great. So there's a big woohoo there. In addition, there's been some enhancements. I mean, you know, the Juice Plus product is the largest selling whole food supplement in the world. Make no mistake about that. And, you know, it's constantly being tweaked and constantly being improved on. So there are a few enhancements that are taking place. Papaya has been replaced by mango. The reason for that is a little bit to do with the supply chain and how much papaya is growing in the world. And, oops, hold on, while I just get rid of somebody that needs to be muted. Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys. Whoever it is that's just come on and not muted, if they could please do so, I will try and... There we go. Sorry about that, guys. It's very important when you come on these calls that you make sure you're muted, but thank you for that. So yes, so mango's replaced the papaya. Lemon peel has replaced folic acid, and for some of you that may have been a concern, the folic acid. There's various discussions about that. Won't go into the details now. There's places you can get the information on that explained much better than I can. The glucosamine has been removed as well, and rice bran has replaced oat bran. Sorry guys, somebody is not muted. If you could please do that, that'd be great. Rice bran has replaced oat bran, and the reason for that, obviously we want to make the claim that Juice Plus is gluten-free. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to just overwrite here again. There we go. Perfect. The rice bran has replaced oat bran because even though the Juice Plus product now is gluten-free, because there was a tiny amount of gluten within the oat bran and some other things going on there, it stopped us from making the claim in some countries, North America, that it's absolutely 100% gluten-free. So by replacing it with the rice bran, that solved that problem. And there are some more changes to come in the future and the rest of this year. So very, very exciting, tiny changes, but just keeping us on the cutting edge and making us better than everything else that's out there. And, oh dear, hold on, there we go. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Messing around there. There we go. Timing for the product leaving that warehouse, as you can see there. In the US, you can see the dates there, July and August. Canada by the end of 2018 for these changes. And then the rest of the world, there are different dates. So all of this is unrolling very, very quickly, which is super, super exciting. We have a little bit of a research update. As I mentioned before, Juice Plus is the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world. Now we have 38 publications that contain the studies that have been conducted on different topics all around the world and published in 38 peer-reviewed medical journals. There are 5 more studies that are underway at the moment. There are 5 that are close to contract, meaning that the study will actually go into being conducted, if you like. And for those of you who are the sort of the geeky scientists, what's really impressive is that the impact score on these studies is a whopping high 116. Now, for most of us, we don't really know about that and what it means. All it means is that our studies are good and that the fact that they can be replicated elsewhere and have the same results is very, very likely. So that's very, very cool stuff. And if you want to get into the geeky stuff, you can. The information's on your virtual office and other resources. But for us as laymen, all we need to know is it is the most thoroughly researched, and it continues to be so with very cool things on the way. The publications that have just recently come out, there were 3 different ones, one from the University of Parma in Italy about microbiome. There was the nutrigenomics one that was done in Australia. And then, of course, the one that many of us were waiting for a long time, all to do with wisdom teeth extraction, or basically gum disease, that was done in the University of Birmingham. So that's all come out, is new. What's really, really cool is that Dr. Manfred Lamfret, who is a PhD and is the Director of Nutrition Research and Sports Nutrition in the University of Graz, Austria, kind of a big, powerful guy in his field. There's a series of videos that he has done for the Juice Plus company explaining what these new studies are and what the studies are as they come out. Again, you can find those through your virtual office or on the Juice Plus official YouTube station, where you can hear these very short videos really explaining from somebody who knows how to explain them what our new studies mean. For the rest of us, We just know that Juice Plus is what it is. It does what it's supposed to do. And if you want the proof and information, the studies are available for people to see. What's really cool is they did share with us some of the studies that are just coming to fruition now, that have just been completed and are due for publication, which is what's really exciting about this is there are several of them. In the university in Spain, they've got one which is to do basically with brain health. That's very, very powerful, and that's due to come out into publication in 2021, which is really, really cool. There's another one there dealing with inflammation. That's due to come out in 2019. So meaning these studies have been done, but they're just going into publication. There's an aging study, which was done in Boston. That's coming out in 2020. There's another study done in Colorado, which is to do with healthcare cost reduction, due to be published in 2018. Think about the impacts of this for the moment. You know, most people will take Juice Plus because they want to look good, feel good, and live longer. Imagine how now, if we can have studies that actually show about healthcare cost reduction to societies, to families, this is huge because to my knowledge, this kind of thing hasn't been done before. Then there's another study from the University of Memphis on microbiome and basically the enzymes that are within our gut, and that's due to come out in 2019. So these are studies that are just about to come out in the very near future to add to the ones we've already got. But the company isn't stopping. There's new fields of research, as you can see here, more studies being done on brain health in young and older, healthy aging, longevity, sarcopenia, which is obviously muscle function, mechanistic models, and public health, more public health studies. So they're not going to stop. It's going to keep getting better. Fruits and vegetables are not going to go out of style anytime soon. Population is growing. The space to grow produce is getting less. I think we're in the right business at the right time, at the right place. And because of that, many more healthcare professionals are wanting to join our business. So at the next convention we have, they did it this year, which was really quite good in Phoenix. And from what I've heard from the healthcare professionals, it went really well. They've decided to expand and increase and just make better the at the conference. This is on the Thursday, the 18th of October, just before the conference gets going. They're going to have the Nutraceuticals and Medicine Conference in Tampa prior to our main conference. So all kinds of healthcare professionals can come along and get credits as further education, which is really important. So for the rest of us, this just shows that there's something going on and people are starting to pay attention. What I'm going to share with you here is just the concept. Yes, these are new brochures that have been launched. And although they're not exactly here in Canada right now, some of them will be, but it's more about what the message is in these brochures, the statements, and it's more about the nice new clean look that's coming around. Yes, we have a fantastic business model, which I'm going to focus on, but at the end of the day, the reason we're successful is not just because of the product, but it's about inspiring healthy living around the world. And as you look at the new literature and right across on the online platforms that we have, these are the kinds of messages that are coming across. It's all about healthy living. It's all about bridging the gap and explaining what Juice Plus is between what we should be eating and what we know we're really eating and how Juice Plus bridges the gap. It's about showing how we need to have vine-ripened produce, about how we are literally taking produce from the farm straight to the table. This is what we're trying to do, and about the commitment that the company has behind them to provide healthy living around the world through fresh nutrition done in a very consistent and persistent way that will actually be successful and have longevity. Obviously, the Tower Garden is no different, and I see huge growth in the Tower Garden area, excusing the pun, and people are just getting more and more involved with Tower Garden. And those of you involved in the business, if you're not growing a Tower Garden and not sharing those stories, then really you're missing out. But of course, as we move forward, the product range is expanding slightly. We've got the complete products, the fruit and vegetable, the capsule products, we've got the Tower Garden, but the message is still the same, all right? We're just keeping that consistent message, which is this. We want to inspire people to have one simple change, just whether it's drinking more water, maybe more exercise, maybe eating more fruits and vegetables. And we want to educate people on the benefit of eating correctly. We're then showing them how to bridge the gap, as I've mentioned previously. And with our products, we have the clinical research in place to show that Juice Plus really does what it's supposed to do. It is what we say it is, so that we don't have to get bogged down and caught in the weeds with all of these things. We don't have to be the expert. The information is there. Our job is to create the curiosity so that people will want to find out more through our own stories, our own experiences, and really that's what it's all about. Now, something that is super, super exciting and was a big eye-opener for me, one of the most successful programs we've ever had in the last 20 years is the Children's Health Study. The Children's Health Study was a simple program where if an adult had a child between the ages of 4 and 21, if they were going to university, the child could get the product for free as long as the adult was taking the product in exchange for some information in the form of a survey. Well, not only has it been super successful in the information from the survey, but also retention and what it's actually done for those customers and people that have been taking the product. So now it's time for change, and they're rebranding the Children's Health Study so that really it's all about healthy families and how it starts at home. So the new branding is Healthy Starts for Families. What's quite incredible about this is that if you think back 20 years ago when this program got going, basically children between the ages of 4 and at the time 18, I think it was, got to get the product for free. Some of those children are now adults with families of their own. That's the scary part. But many, 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 tens and hundreds of thousands of kids are now adults that are now perhaps continuing the Juice Plus product and having families of their own. And the thing with, buy one, get one free, which was kind of the concept of what the Children's Health Study was, that's kind of short-term thinking. This isn't about, you buy it once and your child gets it for free. This is about continually moving forward and having healthy families. So all of the literature, the new program is really focusing on that. What's good for families? What's good for the future? It's tough for parents, as we all know. There's lots of mums involved in our business now to do the things they need to do and to educate themselves and families and the children what they need to do. And that really is the new goal of the Family Health Study. And it's along the same lines, in exchange for information, the platforms by which families can return the information in the forms of the studies. We used to have an envelope that we mailed with a stamp and all those kinds of things. Now it's all online and it's just getting streamlined and made better because the results that you can see there on the right are getting more and more profound and more powerful. So we want to really help that come right across the board to all families, because at the end of the day, a healthy family is a happy family. And that helps us helps us with our mission of inspiring healthy living all around the world. Of course, there are other programs that we have that have been tweaked and they talked about at conference, the Healthy Living Revolution, the 90-Day Game Plan. These are all programs because there are people out there that don't just take Juice Plus just because it's a good idea and it bridges the gap. They want a little bit more. Maybe they're athletes, maybe they're on some kind of looking to lose a bit of weight, maybe even gain some weight. There's all different programs that we have. These are the main two that can help that with someone who just wants that little bit more than the simplicity of Juice Plus. So it's great to see that they're being improved as we move forward. But now what we're going to do is to get into the meat and potatoes of what I believe is the most impressive and the most inspiring thing that's going on in the Juice Plus world now. And that is our business model. And I won't take too long on this, but I hope that you stick around and realize that perhaps this is the most important part. Our mission statement is to inspire healthy living around the world, but you as an individual can only do that so much. You only know so many people, have a certain geographic area, a certain time frame, and all of those different things. Whereas if you build a team, an organization of people where we can all do a little bit each. Let's say, for example, our business model is you get 20 to 30 customers. That's wonderful. But to go out and double that, treble it, quadruple it, multiply it by 10 or 20 or 30 is hard to do. But you can build a team of multiple people doing exactly the same thing. And that's our model, because if we do that, we can inspire a lot more healthy living around the world. We can touch and change more people's lives. And your paycheck, our paycheck, basically is a reflection of the number of people's lives we've touched and changed. So I'm super, super excited what's going on with our business. And we've got some new things here for you. Now, most of you have seen this before. What we do is we share information about the business and the products. And if we do that on a continuous basis using all the tools and different things that are available to us at our fingertips, by sharing the business, you end up with more people on your team. By sharing the product, you end up with more customers. By promoting and attending events, this Zoom call is an event, or maybe the conference was an event, or a coffee morning, or whatever it is. By doing those things, you're allowing somebody else to share information about the product or the business, perhaps in a better way that you can. So if you're brand new, get good at using events, because then you don't need to be the expert. So if we understand that that is our business model, that's our daily method of operation, obviously it's very simple. But sometimes we can complicate it and make it more complicated than it needs to be. Now, I hope you can see this, but this is a funnel, and many of you have heard the concept of having a funnel before. But what you do, how your business grows, is determined by the number of people that you share the business with or share the product with on a daily, weekly, monthly, or obviously annual basis. But in order to do that, you need to keep pouring people into this funnel, as we call it. You need to talk or share with a lot of people in order to get a few that are interested. And some people will be interested right away. Some people won't. They go back to the imaginary line that you have in front of you, and you start all over again. But our job is to keep putting people into the funnel. So how do you do that? Well, some of you saw at conference, Adam Westwick and Brian Marsh from Australia. I mean, Brian went through to 100 Club in 8 months. How does that happen? They just realized it was about being effective and doing this process quickly, and that anything you're doing that isn't filling the funnel is not growing your business quickly. So what I'd like to do is share some key bullet points that we took away, and it's nothing new. We've kind of all heard this before. In fact, in the early days, this is how we started. What we want to do is create curiosity about what it is we're up to. That doesn't mean you go down the street waving a Juice Plus flag, wearing a Juice Plus t-shirt with bumper stickers all over your car and just become that person, the big Juice Plus ad, or going around telling everybody about how they're broke and they need more money and how you've got the best opportunity for them. It's not about that. It's about living a healthy life, making some simple changes, and creating curiosity from people as to what it is that you're doing. As far as our business is concerned, it's about sharing what as Brian said, your pain. What is it that your why? That's how we've always described it before. What is it that you're missing in life? When I first went to my first event, I was told that here was a business for the average person with above average desire to have the opportunity to have a business that will give them freedom of time and freedom of money. I'd spent 12 years in the British military, and I did not want to work for somebody else. I didn't have any money. So my pain, if you like, or what my desire was to have a business that would give me that freedom of time and money. And I went about sharing the business with that message. Well, we've kind of drifted away from that, which is kind of sad, because most of you on the call here, you have that why, which really is some form of pain. There's some form of desire that's there. So be vulnerable and share that with people in a positive way, where you've let them know that you've found something that you believe is helping you move towards that direction. So you're creating curiosity, whether you're doing this face-to-face, whether you're doing this through social media, or whatever method, it's still the same thing that we're doing. Share the business, share the product, perhaps just the methods by which we do it or the approach is different. So we keep getting people curious. We keep filling our funnel by sharing those stories consistently. And the more you do it, the better it will be. And that will lead to positive conversations. Somebody will ask, well, how's it going for you? How are you managing to do that? When you say freedom of time, what did that mean for you? And then when they're asking questions, you can put it back to them, because you're giving them the opportunity to say that, wow, that's how I feel. That's what I'm looking for. And you don't need to prejudge. You don't know who's looking for better health. You don't know who's looking for better wealth. Our job is to create the curiosity with multiple people, lots and lots of people, so that you can get several positive conversations. Does that make sense? From there, what you're going to do is share with them some form of information to back it up, whether it's some kind of tool, whether it's a brochure or something you're using, some kind of video, whether it's online or whether it's a physical video. There's all different ways that you can share information. Maybe it's an event, but you're going to expand that positive conversation into something where they learn a little bit more. And you're going to offer that to them, and at some point you're going to follow up. Now, if you spend your time doing these 4 things on a consistent and persistent basis, then your business will grow. Treat it like a business and it will pay you like a business. Treat it like a hobby and just dabble around it, well, then it will pay you like a hobby and just dabble around. But once you've done this follow-up with people and they've had an interest, what's important is that you have some kind of connection with someone who is an expert. Maybe your upline. The stranger is the expert. So maybe a three-way call, some kind of meeting, some kind of something where somebody other than you is sharing more information and following up with what you've shared in the funnel. Does that make sense? Now, because we know that this is important, because the company has realized that this is important, it takes us to the next step, which will only take me a few minutes to go through, which is the most exciting part of what's come out of conference and the last few months of this year. As you know, we have a staircase. I'm not going to go through it all now. That's a different training. But everybody starts at the left at the position of distributor, and you move up the pay plan where you can earn more money for doing the same thing and eventually move into one of the leadership positions with all the other benefits that we have. And from a monetary point of view, if you use the 4-pack, which is the fruit, vegetable, vineyard, and omega as an example, a brand new distributor starting our business earns $53 on a 4-month supply of all 4 of those products. As you move through up the plan, you earn $73, then eventually $100. And then as a sales coordinator and above, you earn $128 for every customer you have on the 4-pack. Obviously, there's different products we have. This is just an example. So as you move up the pay plan, you earn more money for doing the same thing. What people perhaps don't realize is that if you duplicate your business, you earn more money yet again. And many of you have seen this. If you yourself build a business with some 20 to 30 customers, it earns you an average of $500 a month, $6,000 a year. You could work twice as hard and double your money. But if you showed 3 other people how to do the same thing, 3 people earn their $500 a month, your income would jump to 15 grand a year. Taught those 3 to do the same thing, you'd have what we call a 12 club. Now your income jumps to 40,000. If those 3 did the same thing, you'd have 39 distributors in your team, which means your income jumps to some 10,000 a month. Now, what's interesting here is you could go out and sign up all 39 distributors yourself and show them how to have a qualified business, and you could build a 39 club that way. You could go out by finding 5 distributors and they find 5 each, or any combination. There's no limit to the number of distributors you have. There's no limit to the number of customers you have. This is just to demonstrate you the power of what we want, but I want you to pay attention to the names of the clubs. So you can see in the staircase we have title positions, the direct distributor, virtual franchise sales coordinator, QNMD, etc. And in the club area, we have what we call club positions. And this is the bit that's getting exciting, because the company now wants to encourage us, wants to incentivize us to grow both our title and our club positions, right? As I said before, in time and business is everything. Those of us who've gone before you and already national marketing director, we didn't have what I'm about to share with you in place. For you that are brand new now, boom, you have no idea what you're in store for. It's absolutely amazing. So many of you will have received an email from the Canadian head office just as conference is coming to an end. And in that email, if you haven't received it, go and check in your inbox, because I know most of us don't use email. But again, success leaves clues. The corporate head office in Canada will communicate this to you by email. It's worth paying attention to your emails. So we've got new team building bonus, there's the summit series, and there's a new customer contest. I'm going to touch on this. You can go on your virtual office, and now the revised fast track team building bonus program has now extended to 16 steps. You can download it. I'm not going to go into it here and now. You can download it yourself, and you can look at each of the 16 steps in detail. What I'm going to do is summarize for you what you can get from this. And if this isn't enough to set you on fire and make you want to go and read these this 4-page document, well, then your wood's wet, to be honest. You know, this is so super, super exciting. So what they've done, we've got the new team building bonus, which helps you grow title. Now we've got an increase to the bonuses that are given for you on achieving new club levels. And what they've done is they've improved on it dramatically. Now in Canada, if you create a 1 club, you get a $100 bonus. If you then create 3 separate lines of sponsorship, in other words, you've signed up 3 separate people that have individually become a qualified biz line to you, a 3 club that way, 3 lines, you will get a $750 bonus. Moving forward from there, when you end up with a 6 club for the first time, you will now get a $300 bonus. When you reach 12 club for the first time, you now get a new $1,200 bonus. Earlier in the year, in January, we launched 24 Club gets a $2,400 bonus, 39 Club gets a $3,900 bonus, and 50 Club gets a $5,000 bonus. But now at this conference, it's now been launched that 75 Club now gets a $7,500 bonus, and 100 Club gets a $10,000 bonus. Now, for those of you who may remember, 39 Club, just in income alone, is usually an average of $10,000 a month paycheck. That's quite impressive. These bonuses are to incentivize you to get to those club levels with all the associated incomes that go with it. This is incredible. My journey from 0 to 100 Club, which was several years ago now, we didn't have this. You guys do now. This is super, super exciting. So if you were to add that up as a brand new person, if you were starting your business today and go just on the club levels alone, doesn't matter if it takes you the next 10 years, who cares? That's a whopping total of $31,150 for you going from 0 to 100 Club. If it takes you 10 years, is it worth it? If it takes you 5 years, is it worth it? But let's just think about it. 10 years, that's some $3,000 a year on average increase. What would you have to do to walk into your boss to ask for a $3,000 a year pay increase? If you were to do it in 5 years, what would you have to do to go into your boss and say, I'd like an extra $6,000 a year pay rise? Absolutely incredible. This is in addition to the new team building bonuses that were launched in January for creating title positions. Here in Canada, for going through the team building bonus and going up through the title positions, you earn $11,300 in title bonuses. That means if you combine both together, there's a whopping $42,500 in bonuses, in addition to the commissions that you would earn through building that structure and customer base. $42,500. Guys, we've had an incredible 20 plus years run. We didn't get any of this. None of it. You now have $42,000 on the table for you guys over whatever period of time you choose to take to build it. Now, I'd like to just wrap on this slide with something that's very important. We just came back from Phoenix, of course, and that's in the desert, Arizona. In Arizona, they have a shortage of water, or water is a scarce commodity. If somebody was to abuse, if you were to fill up your swimming pools, every day, shower, water your gardens, go crazy with the water, by using that excess of water, it means you're taking that water away from somebody else, right? You take too much, somebody else gets less. Here, that $42,500 in additional bonuses that's on the table for each and every one of you and everybody you introduce to this business. Just because somebody takes their 42.5 doesn't mean somebody else does not get it. It's there for everybody that decides to work through this plan. And I don't know about you, but knowing what I know now, I wish I could start all over again. This is super, super exciting, guys. And this is a permanent part of the new marketing plan. Already, this is available on your virtual office if you click over to the US, and we will eventually get the Canadian version of it, but it's all the same numbers. The numbers I just gave you are what we get in Canada. Very, very exciting. To help us do this, something has been added, which you may choose to use. We have our virtual office when we start our business, which is awesome. It's kind of like your online banking. You can learn from it. You can monitor your business, track everything, do orders, see what your distributors do, and see what your customers are doing through your virtual office. And many successful groups have gone off and developed website programs and plans on how to get new people started. Well, you've heard already before, we have the Healthy Revolution, which is where you can go in and help people, with living healthy lifestyles and all the cool things that are going on there. Now we have the Freedom Revolution. And the website for this is you must put that in front, thefreedomrevolution.com. And the password to get in is revolution. Just like Healthy Revolution, the password for that one is also revolution. So thefreedomrevolution.com, and you can see the front page there in front of you. There is an awesome video from head office that introduces about having freedom and our business model and what it can do. And along the top there, you can see a bunch of tabs. I'm not going to go through all of them, on how to get started, frequently answered questions, videos, the compensation plan, and all these things. This allows for simplicity where you can build your team now and you don't have to know everything. If I was brand new starting today and I got you signed up as a new distributor in 1 hour from now or tomorrow morning, we could sit down and go through this together, both as brand new distributors, which is awesome. It means that it doesn't matter where geography is involved, you're in a different town, different province, doesn't really matter. So very, very cool indeed. Some of the features that are in this new website, I love this. Our business is about creating curiosity, as I mentioned before in the funnel. So listening to stories. If you don't have a story, you need to borrow other people's stories, because the people you know aren't necessarily going to listen to your story anyway because they know you. So now there are a series of videos of multiple stories from multiple people that has now been put in genres. As you can see there, maybe athletes, medical professionals, maybe teachers, people in the military. My suggestion to you is, if you're serious about that $42,500 bonus, is take the time to go and watch these videos, get familiar with what's on them, because why would you want to send a teacher to look at the teacher story, for example, if you didn't know what was on there? So that, I think, is huge and is going to be game-changing. There's the starter guide, which has multiple factors in the starter guide, including videos on how to cast a vision, making your list, and all the different things. This is just a screenshot of the first 2 videos. There are many, many more there, which you can go check out for yourself. So again, keeping it simple, audio and visual combined is really cool. How to find out and make your prospect list, do all the different tools you need to do are in that Getting Started guide, including how you can basically document, make customer profiles, figure out your dream team. All these kinds of cool things that people have perhaps made up themselves in the past are now available to you. This is one I love. Again, videos are key with our mobile devices now, our iPhones and all these cool things. You can now pull up when somebody has a question. We used to have a binder with, you know, printed paper questions over several pages, which was so boring. Now you've got these questions in the form of a video where somebody asks the question, you know, how is Juice Plus made, or how is it organic, or, you know, is there soy in the shakes, and all those kinds of things. You can now play those videos, you can save them onto your phone, whatever it is you need to do. But I would suggest you use these videos in this format that's there, because you're showing a potential new person how they can have these videos at their fingertips. It's great for you to save them on your phone, but they might think they don't know how to do that. Whereas if you access the videos from here, they can go, wow, could I do that too? It's all about simplification and duplication. Another cool item that's there is the compensation plan. The page I've got on there is I clicked over the link to Canada. Obviously, the US is on there. Now, this is just being finalized at the moment, so the videos and everything are not up and running, but I've been told they're coming very, very quickly, and that's going to be super exciting. But in the meantime, we've got other medium on our virtual office and our Canadian YouTube site where we can get the current videos until this is up and running. So very, very exciting. So if you put this all into place, you know, everybody was super, super pumped and excited at the conference, obviously. I mean, some people, they didn't need the plane to come home. But for most of us, we stick around for the party that takes place on the Saturday night. There was a lot of excited people there. And you know what? It's fun to dress up. It's fun to go nuts. They spend a fortune on the party. Maybe 7,000, 8,000 people were at conference. Maybe 5 or 6 go to the party. But it's always fun to dress up. We had a blast of the past party. And what's really cool at these events is that, you know, people sort of breathe. They've had the excitement of conference. Then they suddenly sit and it hits them between the eyes. Wow, what if this was my chance? What if this is time when we can make a difference and really do something different and have that freedom of time and money? And I find that it's at the party that people kind of let loose and they kind of grab you personally and sort of say, you know what, this is what I want to do. I'm so glad I came to conference. This is what I want to do. And it's really, really cool because then when you come back from conference, you've all shared in this magic. You've all got these stories together and it's a lot of fun. And from then we move forward in this amazing community. So the party was a lot of fun. Moving forward, of course, we have Tampa, Florida coming back up. We have not been to Tampa for a conference since 1992. It was actually my second conference when I just started the business. Tampa's a really neat place to go, and we're going to have an incredible conference. The only thing I need to urge you guys here in Canada is that Juice Plus Canada is doing something new and special. Conference starts on Thursday, but on the Wednesday, starting around midday, there's going to be a special Canadian distributor training in the afternoon in Tampa, followed by a full-blown dinner event and some awards and all kinds of cool things. So basically all of Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening, they're going to treat us to something very, very special. So you want to make your plans to get into Tampa in plenty of time for that. For those coming from out west, do be warned that most flights you have to go through Ontario, and of course all of Eastern Canada as well as Western Canada will be filtering through Ontario if you're using WestJet and Air Canada. So you need to book your flights really soon, because not only is it cheaper, but you'll get on there. Otherwise, of course, you may have to go using Delta or perhaps Air Alaska through Seattle, and those places, those hubs go straight through to Tampa. But I would suggest you get on that really quick. It's going to be the most awesome conference ever. Here's another view of the Marriott, which is the hotel we're staying in, and I know a lot of the team are, because it's right next door to the convention center, as you can see there. We're going to arrange a few surprises at the Marriott for those of you who come, which is going to be great. But look at the location there. This is how you get curiosity with all the friends and people that you know back at home, when they get to see the kind of things you're doing, the parties you're having, the fun you're doing, and how you're loving what you do. This is a perfect place to act as a catalyst. Maybe extend a few days after the conference and go to Disneyland, or who knows. But Tampa is going to be awesome. To help with the finances to get to Tampa, Juice Plus Canada has basically announced a contest, and I don't know if it's a contest, more of an incentive, to help drive to Tampa. You see, with the team building bonuses we have now, and forget about the income alone, it's very easy for you to make a plan over the next 5 months to do what you need to do to get you to Tampa. You know, it might cost you $600-700 return flight. It might cost you a couple of $100 for your share of a hotel room if you share it with somebody. Let's round it up to $1,000, for example. It would be the best investment of your life. When I went to my first conference in New Orleans, I had no money whatsoever. And thank goodness I made that investment. Many people go to school and study in university for 3 to 4 years to rack up a huge debt at the end of it, to hopefully then have a career that will pay them well. Get yourself to conference, get your team to conference, and the way to do it is this. What Juice Plus Canada is going to do is every time, each month, there's going to be a draw for multiple cash prizes. And the way that you get into the draw, this is just for Canada only, is by, if you get 5 new customers in the month, and this is each month you can do this, you will get a ballot to go in the draw. In addition to that, if you have a customer over the 5, so let's say you have 6 customers, then you get an extra ballot. If you had 7 customers, you'd have a total of 3 ballots. So by doing that, you're going to grow your business, which is going to pay you money anyway. You have the chance to win cash to basically refund some of your costs for your hotel or your flight. But not only that, it's going to grow your business. If you're not yet at the virtual franchise level, fast track to virtual franchise, you will earn a $300 bonus, right? That's half your plane ticket. If you help somebody in your team fast track to VF, you earn $300 for each person that does that. So if you help 3 people fast track to VF in the next few months, remember, it only takes 30 days to do it, and we have multiple people every month do this. If you help 3 people fast track to VF, you're going to earn $300 times 3. That's $900. Plus, you get another $750 because you've got a 3 club if you help them develop a qualified business. So it's very easy between now and Tampa to get the money that you need to go there. Get back to your upline person of experience, and they will show you, because they want to help you do that. You can only be successful by helping other people be successful. And then it just keeps getting better. Juice Plus Canada now, we have a new program in place. If your goal is to get to one of the 3 leadership positions, every year from now on, there's going to be something very cool. Get yourself to senior sales coordinator. On top of all the bonuses and all the other cool things that you're going to be getting, you then will be invited starting next year to go to our leadership, what's replaced the Leadership Advancement Weekend, which is going to be held somewhere really neat and remote, or really neat and exciting to go to. All expenses paid, flight, hotel, your food, and wonderful training for all the people that have newly gone to Senior Sales Coordinator by next year. In addition to that, this year in December, we've got the new Qualifying National Marketing Director Summit and NMD Summit. We've been doing the NMD Summit now for a number of years. It's going to be in Quebec at the Fairmont Hotel there. There's a beautiful picture of the chateau there. And this is where any of you that are new QNMDs since last law, which was in May, June time, you've got yourself to QNMD, or you get yourself to QNMD, you're going to get all expenses paid trip for that. And the new NMDs will join the existing NMDs at the same event, and we're all going to have a great time together. So this is where the company is investing in you as future leadership. If you're brand new in the business, this is what you have to look forward to. You're in business, by yourself, in business for yourself, but not by yourself. You're self-employed, but the company's investing you in the team building bonuses, is investing you in the club bonuses and is investing you in leadership summits to help you grow your business so that you can have the 20, 30-year career that we've had, but have it better and stronger than ever. Absolutely fantastic. For those of you who aren't already on our team page, I know a lot of you have your own team pages. We try and keep our team page just to update you on things like this, perhaps important Zoom calls, recognition, those kinds of things. I know you all have your own team pages for doing smaller stuff and all the other things. If you're not on the team page or you have a team that isn't on it, let's get it on there. There's over 1,700 members in the team at the moment. Let's get it up over 2,000, hence the name. And this recording, hopefully if it's worked at this Zoom call, will be on that team page along with many others that we have in the future. So I hope you take advantage of that. And really all I could say in closing is that, you know, it is a community. It is super, super exciting. And it's about having a whole group of like-minded people that get to travel the world, if that's what you choose to do, have plenty of time, plenty of freedom, plenty of money, sharing and inspiring healthy living around the world. Every conference is a blast. Every event is a blast. There's lots of really cool things coming up. This is going to be the most amazing summer ever, the most amazing conference in Tampa ever. And I can't wait to see each and every one of you guys at that particular event. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm just going to stop the sharing there. And thank you for your time and attention. Let me just stop the recording. And then what I'll do is I will